Imagine if AOC got to write history books and they said, why do people sneak into America? Oh, climate change.
Climate change is different because we have an expiration date.
20 years from now. Climate change was so bad that people were walking from Guatemala to get plane tickets to fly to Michigan.
We've got 12 years to turn it around. Yeah. 12 years.
For real? Are you sure? Are you sure that happened? Maybe there's other variables? What do you think?
My concern is that we are going to be the frog in the pot of boiling water.
Hey guys, maybe some of the stops along the way, they only speak Chinese and they have Chinese signs. There's like a concerted effort to get people in from China. Hey, something going on? No, just climate change.
We are going to debate and debate and debate and debate. And then when we actually finally pass something, it is a wimpy carbon tax and our kids are doomed.
Oh, so simple. So nice.
Recently, Bill Maher and Joe Rogan teamed up to take aim at AOC, and their commentary has been sharp, witty, and impossible to ignore. It all began with questions about parts of her personal story, but what started as light critique quickly evolved into a sustained and pointed discussion about her approach to politics, policymaking, and public messaging. Both Maher and Rogan have grown increasingly direct and unapologetic, and their frustration is evident.
What AOC said?
He wanted to pick a fight with me, below me. He's going to lose that.
It's amazing.
Maybe don't send our country into because you're in some type of mood.
It is straight out of South Park.
Gosh.
It's straight out of South Park.
Congress was supposed to have a classified briefing today, and they canceled it last minute.
Like what?
Yeah, I know.
It's giving scrambling. It's giving disorganized. It's giving they are having problems behind the scenes.
Do you know something I don't know?
Please understand that this is Trump. This is a Republican. Don't let them...
Don't let anyone fool you. Joe Rogan doesn't hold the same admiration for AOC that he once did. Early in her career, he respected her energy, boldness, and willingness to challenge the status quo. Over time, however, that admiration has waned. His tone has shifted to one of sarcasm and impatience, reflecting
Video of when she found out she won.
It's amazing. Go play it.
I'm gonna grab her. She's right here. I can't let her. She's
It's one of the realest moments. And look, people are angry. 28-year-olds, what does she know? What she doesn't know, she'll learn. Maybe she knows a lot. I like the fact she wasn't supposed to win. I like the fact that the guy who was an incumbent was a 10-term incumbent.
Yeah.
And that he spent 10 to 1 versus on her.
Yeah.
How much money she spent? 10 to 1.
And grassroots got her elected, man. And that can happen.
She's a kid.
Yeah,
And she's pretty. She's a pretty, young...
This shift wasn't sudden. Rogan, like many others, initially believed AOC had real potential. But as her speeches and public appearances started to feel more rehearsed than genuine, his perspective changed. Instead of praise, he now questions her judgment, the realism of her policy proposals, and her readiness to handle real-world political challenges. What looked like energy...
He was on TV the other day doing an interview.
One of the biggest issues that we have when it comes to immigration is the fact that we have an undocumented population.
She was calling them undocumented people. The way to do it is to give them a path to citizenship.
You can fix that by trying to build a wall, or you can fix that by trying to document people and create a path to citizenship.
Well, how about you know who they are? Because if you're a person from another country, say if you're in Europe, you want to come to America and become an American citizen, this is like a long, lengthy process every year. You have to prove that you have a skill. There's a reason why you should be here, legally.
One of the reasons that our public systems experience wait is because people don't have a documented and reliable path to work and sustain themselves.
But if you want to do it illegally, they'll give you money. They'll give you a cell phone.
Just like all of our ancestors did, the answer should really be we should make it easier to be legal, documented, and a citizen of the United States of America.
There's people in Mexico gone back 4 times that month. So every time he crosses over, he gets $2,000. He made $8,000 in a month from the...
Clips of AOC making vague or exaggerated claims have become increasingly common online. One high-profile example was her statement that climate change could be solved in just 12 years, a claim that sparked widespread criticism. Her tendency to reduce complex issues to simple explanations, such as attributing migration solely to climate change while ignoring factors like poverty or political instability, has only reinforced Rogan and Maher's point. What once seemed like youthful idealism now appears more like a refusal to engage with nuance or experience.
Everyday Americans still have the power to organize and fight for their communities, and they can have more say in this country than the richest man in the world.
Yeah, the district now is going to lose 25,000 jobs. Like there's something.
Well, one of those things is, A, we were subsidizing those jobs. So for the city was paying for those jobs. So frankly, if we were willing to give Amazon if we were willing to give away $3 billion for this deal, we could invest those $3 billion in our district ourselves if we wanted to. We could hire out more teachers. We can fix our subways. We can put a lot of people to work for that money if we wanted to. There was no guarantee that those jobs were for the New Yorkers that were here. We were looking at a deal that was not primarily putting the community.
There's a noticeable pattern. AOC appears confident and polished when delivering fiery speeches or criticizing political opponents, but that confidence fades in conversations requiring deep policy knowledge or detailed questioning. She often avoids difficult topics, leaning more on emotional appeals than hard facts. Maher's critiques mirror this observation, highlighting that public performance.
Robotic tripods could be vaporizing New Jersey. Democrats would point out how the death lasers were disproportionately affecting low-income communities and people of color. And AOC would tweet, "Stop demonizing the Martian X community."
To emphasize his point, Maher even joked that Democrats would defend aliens if they landed on Earth tomorrow. Meanwhile, communities face real-world pressures: illegal immigration, rising crime, and economic strain. Yet political messaging, driven by catchy slogans and viral soundbites, often replaces genuine solutions, widening the gap between what leaders promise and the lived reality of Americans.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez caught that interview, or at least saw it online, and she wrote, "It's not normal. Lawler voted to make the tax breaks on billionaires permanent while making the no tax on tips, just for those making less than $25K, expire in just 3 years. He's also kicking tipped employees off Medicaid, ACA, that's Obamacare, and clawing back their SNAP." So is she wrong about this bill?
Yeah, she's entirely wrong. Look, the standard deduction, for instance, which was doubled under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, is made permanent. This is a huge tax cut for middle class and lower income families all across this country. Obviously, within this bill, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no a senior deduction, a child tax credit expansion. This is targeted towards the middle class and working class and lower income Americans all across the.
AOC sometimes enters debates without a full grasp of the details. For instance, she incorrectly claimed a tax proposal designed to help middle-class families mainly benefited the wealthy. She has also faced questions about certain elements of her personal narrative. Over time, these repeated missteps accumulate, shaping public perception and raising doubts about her readiness for high.
The big crowds that come out to you when you're talking in a festival or wherever they are, I think because I think Bernie showed up at Coachella. That must have been fun for the fans. It's who shows up on election day. And I just don't see that's the ticket. I mean, Cory Booker, I know you've worked with him. I like Cory a lot from my home state of New Jersey. Made a speech for 25 hours. Again, just whacking each other off. This is just not what's going to get
the Democratic Party has made similar errors. Figures like Kamala Harris receive massive media exposure, yet struggle to convert attention into tangible voter support. Even with big campaign budgets, outcomes often fall short. When image takes precedence over impact, the party risks disappointing voters, a pattern that could repeat in 2028 unless priorities shift toward real results.
Holy sh! He said what?
Did you witness the president commit a crime? Is it your testimony today?
Yes.
And what crime have you witnessed?
How much time do I have to go through it?
It is simple. You name the crime. Did you watch him steal something?
Corruption statutes, RICO, and conspiracy.
What is it? What is the crime, sir?
You asked me to answer the question. I answered the question.
No.
RICO, you're obviously not familiar with corruption
Excuse
statutes.
me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
The category of crimes that you're then charged
You
under
have charges.
a long 100
You have charges. Please
name the
name.
exact statute
Sir,
under RICO.
yes.
Well, it's funny. In this committee room, there's over 18
All right, sir. I reclaim my time.
lawyers that
I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time.
You guys.
Hey, thank you.
AOC recently attempted to challenge Tony Babinski during a hearing, but she appeared unprepared when he referenced alleged federal offenses involving President Biden. She either misunderstood the details or chose to gloss over them, exposing a gap in her readiness for high-stakes political scrutiny. For an ambitious politician, such moments are telling and highlight areas where preparation is lacking.
recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation,
I recommended zero tolerance.
which includes family separation.
The same as it is whenever U.S. citizen parent gets arrested with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman, with
family.
all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you enter the country illegally, it's violation of 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do the legal way.
Ultimately, AOC doesn't yet appear fully prepared for higher office. Style and charisma can attract attention, but they are not substitutes for diligence, policy mastery, and strategic thinking. That said, she is still young and has room to grow. With reflection, willingness to learn, and a commitment to substance over optics, she could improve. For now, however, her approach leaves critics like Maher and Rogan unconvinced, questioning whether she is ready to tackle the tough challenges that leadership demands.